So here's how to edit the motion data for your custom animations. I'm going to explain how the sliding happens and how to avoid it. So if you already know, you can skip to the time code indicated. When you move in real life, you move only 1 foot at a time. You say you don't slide both feet at once. Of course, you can try to test to slide both feet at once to move if you're a dummy. I tried, it didn't work. So what we need is to move forward in the game, because that's how you attack. In real life, you say you don't attack while staying static, but at the same time you want to move only 1 foot at a time. We can do that inside the animation because the game doesn't consider your position relatively to how your character looks actually in the animation. The game will consider your position in Blender is 0. That's the point where the green and the red line crosses. So if you move forward in your animation, the game will compute your data according to the origin axis. So your character will move forward, but your position in game will still be 0. So if this means you can go through wall, through opponents, and that's a problem I have with KSA right now. The hitbox is applied from the point 0. See, so you have your character hitting, you can see him hitting, but the reach is on the grid enough, so the hit frame won't apply to the opponent. So what we do is we make sliding animations and we compensate this slide in game. There's one foot that supports the other, like in real life, and you want the movement in game to compensate the movement in the animation. So if your support foot moves 60 units backward in the animation, you want the motion data to tell the game to move 60 units forward. So it compensates and the support foot stays in place in game, but your character will move forward. To make it simple, we're going to say that one case in Blender, the length of one case, is about 10 units in Skyrim. So if your support foot move one case backward, you want the motion data to tell the game to move 10 units forward, so it compensates. So now let's get started. The length of my animation is 80 frames, so that's about 1.33 seconds. So as you see, there's a mistake in the file. The number of movement is indicated as 6, it's actually 3, but we're going to reset it, so I'm setting everything to 0. And now that it's done, I'm going to inspect the animation. We can see that there's no movement between the frame 0 and 15. The frame 15 is 0.25 seconds. So the motion data will be 0.25 is the time, 0 for the x coordinates, 0 for the y coordinate, and 0 for the z coordinates. The z coordinates don't work anyway because it's Skyrim. Now there's some movement from the frame 15 to 39, but actually it's only between the frame 15 to 30. Because as you see, from frame 30 to 39, 1 foot doesn't move. So there's no sliding, we don't need to add motion data. My support foot moved 6 cases backward, so that's 60 units, so my motion data will be 0.5, that's 30 frame, 0, 60, 0. After there's no movement from frame 30 to 45, so the motion data will be 0.75, 0, 60, 0. Now there's something a bit tricky for the last part. You can see that we move 6 cases backward again, so we add 60 units. So the motion data will be 1.33, 0, 120, 0. But not really. Because if you do that, when the animation ends, you will keep some speed, you see? So your animation will end and your character will finish his animation and then it starts running because he still have his speed. So we just add a value in between. So here I'm adding at 1.3. The motion data won't match exactly, but it's not noticeable in game, so no problem.